Hello everybody and welcome to week 5 of the PBL. This is Evan, head coach of the Saffron City Sneasels, and we have a very special battle for you this week. We are taking on Ian of the Mahogany Town Mews. Last season, Ian and I battled for the championship. I ended up winning in a very close match that could have gone either way. So this is the rematch here. We do have, of course, different mons, and this is just a regular season game, but it still feels like a big deal to me, at least when I was prepping for it. This commentary is going to be very fresh. I literally just battled, so let's get into it. So going into this match, I was very nervous about a few things on his team, particularly Cobalion and Crocodile. However, he does not bring Crocodile, as you may have seen in the team select. That was a big relief to me right off the bat. I ended up not bringing Zygarde, who I brought every week, as I felt Zygarde had too many weaknesses to his team. So I start out with 6-pack Tapu Koko, and he brings out his Fitty Scent. I go for the U-turn. I could have Volt Switch because he has no ground types, but U-turn actually does more to that thing. So I bring out my Latias, who has good special defense. I can take a Hidden Power Ice if he's going to make a big prediction, but I was expecting the Sludge Bomb. And I threaten with Psychic, so he has to switch out. However, I'm fearing the Weavile, and I'm kind of expecting a cheeky switch in and then trap. So I go for the Draco Meteor, and I end up hitting Can't You See, Coon, which is a great nickname. Wonderful reference to My Hero Academia. The Mega Audino is an interesting pickup Ian's made, and it's worth noting here that it does not become Fairy type until it Mega Evolves. So that Draco Meteor does a huge amount of damage, and then the Mega Evolution is going to come out right now. I switched to Sierra the Gigalith because I need to be able to tank some special attacks. I don't really know what this thing runs. Before this match, I did look at Smogon and saw different sets that Mega Audino runs, but I had a feeling Ian wasn't going to be copy-pasting Smogon for his Mega Audino. It's a strange Pokemon that I don't come across it too often. I play mostly OU on Showdown, occasionally UU, so I almost never see this thing. I do know that it learns a lot of the classic Bolt Beam, Flamethrower, TMs and stuff, so I was kind of expecting some covered super effective moves, but he goes for Protect a few times while I set up my Stealth Rocks and then eventually KO with the Earthquake. So I'm guessing this was just meant to be a Cleric. He did get a Wish Off, which he's going to use here to heal up his Roserade, which is decent. That heals about, what is that, 40%? Yeah, about 40%. I switch out to Brady Crocker, the Rotom Heat, a new addition to my team, one I'm very excited about. We did change his name. He was formerly named Hate Motor. However, we went through some counseling with him, and we helped him deal with his anger in a more healthy way. And I think part of the issue was that Hate Motor was identifying as a he, but we found its truth, and its truth was that it was, while technically genderless, Betty Crocker, a woman, and once it realized that, I think it lost a lot of that anger that it had built up inside. And it was able to OHKO the Roserade, so great start for Betty Crocker. It does take a knockoff here because I didn't want to switch into anything. I take the knockoff. He knocks off my Iapa Berry, which is unfortunate, and then I Volt Switch out of here. I do need to keep Rotom Heat healthy for Cobalion in particular, and you may be thinking, but Coach Evan, it's down to like 10% HP. What are you thinking? There's no such thing as keeping this thing healthy anymore. Oh, little do you know that I've got a trick up my sleeve. We'll save that for later, because right now I switch out to Tapu Koko, and again I'm just going to Volt Switch. He has no ground types. I can Volt Switch as much as I want, and because of the Electric Terrain boost, that does about 50% if not more, and then I bring out Rocket. Rocket is one of my favorite Pokemon. I think Latias is incredibly underrated in our format. It's basically the budget version of Latios. And you get to save 1 tier, and you're losing 20 special attack, you're gaining 20 special defense. This Draco Meteor gets another KO, or gets a KO. Again, I went for the Draco Meteor fearing the Weavile switch in, and then he goes to my socks, the Gudra, a great nickname, very revealing about Ian and his life right now. I go for the Healing Wish. See, the trick up my sleeve? There it is. That was the trick. It has been revealed. And I also get to scout out his move, which was Fire Blast. So I get to heal that Betty Crocker all the way up. I heal 130 HP there. And now Betty Crocker is a happy little toaster oven. I'm going to Volt Switch out of here. I do outspeed. And I'm going to save this guy for Cobalion if I need him later. So I bring out Sierra again because the sand is gone, so I might as well set it back up, boost my special defense, and tank whatever he can throw at me because there's not much he can hit me with. Here comes the Draco Meteor, and it's not too bad. I mean, it's still a Draco Meteor from a very strong Pokemon, but that's, what, about a third? Yeah, about a third. I'm pretty happy with that. And then he gets the special attack drop. And I'm in a pretty good spot here. I feel very good about how I'm playing right now. I wasn't surprised to see he didn't bring his Manaphy. I definitely prepped for the Manaphy, but looking at my roster, Manaphy has a lot of bad matchups between Coco and Ferrothorn and even Latias to a lesser extent. So I'm pretty happy with that. I go for another Earthquake here because I was wondering if he would switch. I was kind of expecting a switch out to the Cobalion now because he'd be able to threaten with Iron Head or Close Combat. And I did get burned though, which is unfortunate because that's one less check for Cobalion. The Cobalion I was fearing would be a Swords Dance or Choice Scarf variant. However, we see very soon that does not seem to be the case. I go for the Toxic here because after he stayed in for that first Earthquake, I wondered if he would stay in again, and I just wanted to try to whittle him down, but he goes for the Cobalion, so I'm 1 turn off on the prediction. He read me pretty well there. So I gotta get out of there because an Earthquake burn does nothing, and I go out to Betty Crocker, who is my answer, and I can take pretty much anything this guy's got. He goes for the Stealth Rocks though, which tells me this guy is probably not the Swords Dance variant, and almost certainly not the Choice Scarf variant. It's possible, but very, very unlikely. So he switches out, probably fearing the Overheat. And he brings back out my socks, taking some of that Stealth Rock damage. I go for the Will-O-Wisp here, and he misses it. That sucks. I've got an advantage here, so it doesn't hurt as much as if like I was depending on that Will-O-Wisp. So it was whatever. I Volt Switch out of there. After I saw the Stealth Rocks, I figured I didn't need to fear this thing as much. And I go out to Sierra again, once again setting up the sand. Gigalith has been very good for me this season on getting sand up, getting the chip damage, getting the rocks up, tanking hits. For an NU Pokemon, he's been doing great. I easily eat up the Sludge Wave. I see he was possibly predicting a Coco switch, which I was a little bit more careful with Coco because I saw Coco was going to be my answer to Weavile and possibly a weakened Cobalion down the road because mine was Scarfed, which would keep me nice and safe from any threat because my base 130 plus a Scarf outspeeds everything on his team, including a +1Z Rain Dance Manaphy, which is the main reason I brought the Scarf. Also to be able to outscarf a Scarf Crocodile, and again, he didn't bring either of those Pokemon. So I'm ready to just let Gigalith faint here. I do get a Toxic off, which is nice. Just because with the burn damage I can do a laughable amount to Gudra. I let this thing kill me. He gets the Draco Meteor. It didn't really matter what move he clicked, because between the damage and the burn, something was going to knock me down. Although actually I'm not sure about the Fire Blast, because the Fire Blast was doing very little damage earlier. So the Sandstorm and the Toxic Poison do take out my socks. Throws it right in the laundry basket for Mom to wash and hopefully not investigate later. Out comes Hugh Jackman, and I answer with Beetle Boy. As you'll see pretty soon, this guy is also Scarfed. Another answer to Crocodile, who was not brought, but it was also meant for Weavile. I got that Close Combat, And easy KO even at 100% because it's Weavile, who's times 4 weak, and he has no defenses, of course. I get my Moxie boost, and now all he's got left is Cobalion. So by now the match is sealed. I do have to admit my team matches up very well against Ian. I was surprised, but pleasantly so, by the mods he chose to bring. And everything that needed to go my way went my way. So I was very happy overall with the match. Good game, Ian. I hope to battle you again, possibly in the championship again. We'll see. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.